Hi everyone, Vic from @Forever Scrapping here, sharing with you today a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout process video for Lottie Loves Paper, using the design team kit that I've received, which is the Avenue by Pebbles and designed by Jen Hadfield. So I've had a look on the Scrap Squad Facebook page for some inspiration. My mojo wasn't quite there, and it's a great place to go to reignite that creative spark. And one of the layouts I'd had my eye on for a while was from back in May, when they were celebrating their 1,000 members, and I really loved the layout. It was full of circles, so I thought that I'd give it a go with these papers. So as you can see, I'd already pre-cut some circles, and I'd also cut my photograph into a circle so that they all tied in together. And the original layout had them all arranged on the horizontal. And as you'll see, I've decided to go with the diagonal for my layout, just because I felt it worked a bit better for me. I couldn't really get it to work on the horizontal for myself. So I wanted to add a bit more texture to my layout, and I've dusted off my Sizzix machine and I am making some rosettes. Now they're a really fun, fabulous way to add some different dimension and interest to your layouts, and I don't use them often enough, so I thought rather than using some flat circles, I'd jazz it up a bit by adding these. And I really love how they've turned out. So here we go, just sticking it together. I've stuck the two edges together with some double-sided sticky tape, because that was just an easy way to do it. Rather than getting all messy and fiddly with glue splurging everywhere, it was quite a clean way of making sure that my ends were secured together. So I'm just holding it down there with my heavy scissors whilst I just cut out a centre bit to go, and I'm going to attach that just with my Cosmic Shimmer glue, and that's enough just to hold the whole rosette into shape and stop it from disforming again. So you really just have to hold it there just for a couple of seconds or so, just so that glue gets a little bit tacky and holds it into place. And here we go, here's my layout design with those rosettes on. Done them in two different sizes and with different edgings, and I just think they are absolutely super cute. They look brilliant. I'm really pleased with those. So I wanted to add some more detail to my layout, and here you can see I've got a Vicky Boutin stencil, and I'm going to use that with some Distress Oxide ink and just gently rub it over that with my applicator there, my ink applicator. Now you'll see I've stuck my stencil down with just a tiny bit of washi tape. I have loads of washi tape in my drawer, I just don't use them. I went through a phase of collecting loads of them, so they have a multitude of uses, and one of them is to hold stencils in place. And it's always a good idea, rather than using proper sellotape, because it peels off of your background cardstock a lot easier and is less likely to rip your cardstock. So there's a little tip there for you. So I've just put my photograph and circles back over that area, and decided I wanted to extend my stenciling. So I've just done that and sped it forwards. And now I want to add even more texture to my layout. So I'm going back with that stencil and carefully laying it over the pattern I've already done. And then I've mixed some of the same colour Distress Oxide ink, which I've turned upside down and just patted on my paint tray there, and then I've added some texture paste to it. So I have got some coloured Vicky Boutin texture paste, but they were too bright for it. So a great way of adding colour to white texture paste is by adding like tiny bits of ink or paint to it, and then you can make your own colours. And I was super pleased with how that turned out. And some of that stenciling as well went over onto some of my pattern paper circles there, the blue one and the beige one, which is at the bottom right side of my photograph there. So I've let it dry, and now I'm thinking about my title. So the main part of my title is going to be Happy, and that's using the lovely thickers out of the Avenue collection. And then I really didn't have any other stickers to go with it, so I found some of these rose gold alphas from a long time ago and decided that they would link in quite nicely with the peachy tones of the collection. So the title on the scrap lift page was So Many Reasons to Smile, and I've just changed that to So Many Reasons to and then Be Happy. And I didn't have any E's left in the plain rose gold alphas there, so I added I had one that was glittered, so I've added that into my title there, and do you know what, I think it works. I really don't mind. I think that's really pretty, and it goes for it. I don't use a lot of sparkle on my pages, but I will let that little bit slip by. So I'm just fussy cutting out some of the butterflies here from one of the papers. I'm really not sure if I'm going to do butterflies, or if you can see there the bees to the left of my page, because I wanted to play on the title a little bit, but we're going for butterflies for now. And then I found in the back of one of the cupboards that at home, all stored away neatly, some of these brads, and I don't even know who they're made by, but the colours were perfect to go on this collection and just add some more detail to the page. So I'm really pleased with how it's turning out, but I've got that great big huge blue circle at the top of the layout, and in hindsight maybe I should have replicated a bit of that dark blue down the bottom side there, but I didn't, so hindsight's a wonderful thing. So what I was doing here was just trying to build on that area with some blue. So I'm using some of the stickers from the sticker sheets in this collection and just trying to draw that blue down from the top to the bottom of my layout. And it really is just a case now that I've got my main design done of just adding little bits and bobs all over the place, decorating my layout, which is the bit I like to do. So I'm cutting some stickers there to go on top of some of my rosettes, and I'm just now sticking down some of the circles, not all of them, because I want to raise some of them up to add more dimension, to bring it up to the same level and height as the rosettes on my page. So I'm using my scissors to go around all those paper circles to just distress the edges. Again, to add some more texture to the layout. And I'm just using my scalpel blade here now that nearly everything's stuck down to pop those brads through the cardstock and secure them to the layout. Now brads, we used to use loads of brads when I first started scrapbooking a long time ago, and I do have a few left tucked away, but it's not something I use much of now. And to find these ones, which were really pretty, that like they had little words in and different patterns and things, they weren't just plain brads, I was really pleased to find them because they just matched perfectly, and it's lovely to do a bit of stash busting as well along the way. So I wanted my photograph to stand out a bit more from my layout. On the original scrap lift, for the Scrap Squad. I don't think their photograph was mounted on anything, so I've kept mine plain as well, but I did want to draw your eye to it a little bit more. So I've just hand drawn a black circle a couple of times, a doodled line around it. It's not perfect by any means, but that doesn't matter. And I think because it's just giving you a little bit of a gap around the photograph there, it does help just frame it slightly and bring your eye back into that photograph, because there is a lot going on the page and I don't want that photograph to get lost. So I have raised the photograph and a couple of my pattern paper circles on some foam pads just to bring it up from the page. And now I'm literally just adding a few little stickers from the sticker book. There was some really nice little leaf outline which were gold, and I thought they tied in really nicely with part of my title, which was like the metallic-y colour, and it just helped bring the left and the right side of the layout together a bit more with these touches of gold here and there. I should have said those rosettes, they're not stuck down yet, and I decided to use my hot glue gun to stick those down with, just because I wanted to make sure that they were definitely secured to my page, and I just felt that double-sided sticky tape or using my cosmic shimmer glue wouldn't be strong enough to hold them in place. So I did use a hot glue gun later on off camera to stick those to my layout. Now I wanted to add in some of the ephemera from the collection, and I've had my eye on this piece that I've put down just now with a mother and daughter for a long time, because Karis, who's in my photograph, my youngest, she's got blonde hair and I've got dark hair. So as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to use it on a layout with both of us together. So I've slotted that in there, and I felt that went really well. And then there was a cute little critter holding some flowers that I've tucked behind the rosette with love on at the bottom of the layout, just to try and balance things out a bit more. I've used, I think they're like photo corners here that I'm sticking down. They had perforated edges to cut it into a quarter, so I've just torn through the middle of it along the perforated edge, and then I've used that for my little decoration at the top and the bottom of the page to fill in some of that dead white space. And now I'm just adding some old Pink Fresh enamel dots onto my layout. They match quite nicely with the blue paper in the collection, and it was just another way for me to bring more blue into that bottom section of the layout. So sticking down my butterflies now, and I'm near the end. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching along. If you ever need any scrapping inspiration, the Scrap Squad Facebook group is a great place to look. And I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been a process video for Lottie Loves Paper. The Avenue collection is in the shop now. And if you've liked it, please give it a thumbs up and comment. Thanks for watching. Bye.